Hello, friends, and welcome back to Compelling Stories for a Dinner Party, the Leftovers Edition. I'm your host, Christopher James, and tonight, the golden age of cinema meets the archaeologist's brush. Join us as we discover a real-life Hollywood treasure literally buried beneath the sands of time. In the 20th century, Cecil B. DeMille stood at the forefront of American cinema. He was a filmmaker whose ambition was matched only by the scale of his productions. Known for his epic storytelling, DeMille's vision knew no bounds, and in 1923 he embarked on a project that would become his legacy: The Ten Commandments. Cecil Blount DeMille was not just a filmmaker. He was a cinematic pioneer whose career spanned over 5 decades. Born in 1881 in Massachusetts, DeMille grew up in the world of theater, a background that deeply influenced his dramatic and grandiose approach to filmmaking. When DeMille arrived in Hollywood in 1913, it was little more than a sleepy suburb with great weather and cheap land, perfect for the burgeoning film industry. Here, DeMille, along with Jesse L. Lasky and Samuel Goldwyn, founded one of the first major Hollywood studios, called the Jesse L. Lasky Feature Play Company, laying the groundwork for the modern film industry. DeMille quickly became known for his daring and innovation, both in storytelling and technical execution. His films were not just entertainment, they were spectacles that drew crowds for the sheer visual power. By the 1920s, Hollywood was in the midst of its silent film golden age. Competition among studios was fierce, pushing directors to create bigger, more visually captivating films. It was an era of transformation where the seeds of today's blockbuster cinema were sown. Amidst this cinematic arms race, DeMille set his sights on a project that would eclipse all others: The Ten Commandments. Inspired by the grandeur of biblical stories and driven by a desire to outdo his rivals, DeMille planned not just to make a film, but to make history. To bring the world of ancient Egypt to life, Cecil B. DeMille needed more than just a film set. He required a full-scale city. The location chosen were the remote sand dunes near Guadalupe, California, a site offering the natural backdrop necessary to mimic the deserts of Egypt. Over 1,500 workers were enlisted to construct the city. Craftsmen, laborers, and artists worked tirelessly, carving intricate hieroglyphs, erecting giant statues, and building towering pillars. The centerpiece was a temple facade standing 12 stories high, flanked by 4 colossal statues of Ramses, each towering over 35 feet tall. Every detail of the set was crafted to contribute to DeMille's vision of biblical authenticity and dramatic impact. From the towering gate, 120 feet wide, to the detailed carvings on the temple walls, no expense was spared, no detail too small to be overlooked. Completed in 1923, the set of the Ten Commandments was a masterpiece of cinematic construction, a marvel that brought ancient Egypt to life on the silver screen. But as the final scenes were shot, the fate of this monumental creation took a turn as mysterious as the stories it was built to tell. As the cameras ceased rolling and the echoes of the director's final cut faded over the Guadalupe dunes, the future of the massive set came into question. The city that had teemed with life during filming now stood silent, its purpose seemingly fulfilled. Cecil B. DeMille faced a dilemma. The cost of dismantling, packaging, transporting, and storing the vast structures was exorbitant, nearly as daunting as the expense of its construction. Moreover, DeMille was wary of other filmmakers scavenging his Egyptian city for their productions. In a decision that mixed practicality with a touch of the theatrical, DeMille chose an unconventional solution. Rather than ship and store the sets, he would tear them down and bury his creation. Bulldozers were brought in, and the set was covered with sand, hidden from the prying eyes and the pilfering hands of Hollywood. The lost city was not just buried physically, it slipped into the realm of legend. Over the years, it became a whispered tale among film buffs and historians, a treasure of cinematic history lying hidden beneath the sands. And as the years passed, the sands of Guadalupe kept their secrets, with the lost city waiting beneath them. For decades, the exact location of DeMille's buried city remained a mystery, a legend more often told than believed. But curiosity and the persistent allure of Hollywood's golden age would eventually lead to its rediscovery. It was not until the late 1980s that the first serious attempts to uncover the lost city began. Armed with old production photos, maps, and a dose of Hollywood lore, a dedicated team of archaeologists and film historians set out to unearth what was left of DeMille's ambitious set. The team used a combination of historical research and modern technology. They analyzed old photographs from the film's production and matched them with the current geography of the dunes. Ground-penetrating radar and systemic grid searches helped pinpoint potential locations where the sand had shifted least over the decades. The breakthrough came when they found the first artifacts, a sphinx head, immense and imposing, half buried in the sand, just as the old tales had described. This discovery confirmed that the legends were more than just stories. They were historical records. Each piece unearthed told a story of its own. Fragments of pottery, pieces of statuary, and parts of the massive set structures provide a tangible link to the past. These relics were not merely remnants of a movie set, but artifacts of an era that transformed cinema. As more of the set was uncovered, the scale of DeMille's vision became even clearer. The artifacts revealed the extraordinary lengths to which the filmmakers had gone to achieve authenticity and grandeur. Today, the site of the lost city is not just an archaeological curiosity, but a monument to the pioneering spirit of early cinema. It serves as a reminder of the boundless ambition that defined Hollywood's golden age and continues to inspire filmmakers today. The legacy of Cecil B. DeMille's Lost City extends far beyond the sands of Guadalupe. His pioneering vision for the Ten Commandments not only pushed the boundaries of what was possible in filmmaking, but also set a new standard for cinematic grandeur that echoes throughout the ages. Today, the artifacts recovered from the Lost City are more than relics of a bygone era. They are keystones of cultural heritage. Exhibited in museums, they serve as a bridge connecting contemporary audiences to the silent film era, illuminating the technical and artistic achievements of early cinema. The preservation of these artifacts is not just an act of historical conservation. It is a tribute to the film industry's roots. Efforts to protect and showcase these pieces ensure that the spirit of innovation and creativity exemplified by DeMille's work continues to inspire. Filmmakers today draw on the same ambition and creativity that DeMille championed. His work reminds us that cinema, at its best, is about pushing limits and exploring new horizons, whether they lie in storytelling, technology, or the sheer scale of production. As the sun sets over the dunes of Guadalupe, it casts long shadows that reach into the heart of cinema itself. The lost city of Cecil B. DeMille stands as a monument not just to one man's vision, but to the enduring power of storytelling. It's a story of ambition, of art, and of the indomitable spirit that drives us to create, to build, and ultimately, to dream. We'd love to know what you think. Did you know about ancient Egypt in California? Have you ever seen the original 1923 film? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed this story tonight, and we hope to see you at the table again next time. Until then, my friend, may your gatherings always be rich with eclectic knowledge and compelling stories. Good night.